Okay, so I do want to get into how you got connected with the Chainsmokers and started shooting that. But I do kind of want to take it back because we touched on how you're from DC. Now you're out in LA.
Yeah.
Tell us that like origin of like you're shooting nightlife in DC and then like what brought you out here to LA?
Chainsmokers did.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, they didn't like bring me out here. I still had to take myself here, but they brought the idea of like, just move to LA already, and I fought it for so long. Where I was like, there's no need. Everything that I do for you guys works great from where I'm at. I love where I'm from, so I never wanted to move. And then the year before I moved, I kept coming here for like random stuff that I had to do for them, and it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired. Maybe it is the move. And then the more I was here, the more I was like, oh, it's not so bad. I always thought it was the worst place ever. I don't know why. I just thought it was. I think it's an East Coast thing. And then when I got here, I was like, man, I was wrong. Dude.
Yeah.
This place is amazing. And then eventually just decided to make the move, and they were right. You know, it was like I was here and I started doing so much more.
What year was that?
That was 2018.
Okay.
Do you have anything holding you back and you see like family? No, you're just ready to roll. That's
Yeah,
great.
it was just sort of like, I mean, at that moment, there was nothing holding me
Yeah.
back. It was just more ego, or not ego, but just, you know,
Yeah.
in my own mind, I was like, I don't need to do this.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, but once I landed here, it was just like, took off running. I was like, yeah, and I'm never leaving.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, I'm never
Dude,
leaving.
hey man, that's kind of how I've turned. So I moved from Minnesota, and then just this year, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna go back, dude. Like this rocks.
Yeah.
So they convinced you to come out, but then, so how did you get connected with them in the first place?
Through Pete.
Okay.
They used to come to DC to do these shows for the promoter that I worked for, the club owner, and I met them. It was a small club. It was, I think, 350 cap maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I didn't know them at the time. I didn't know who they were at the time. This was before Selfie, before all that.
Before, right before Rose's situation?
Way before Roses.
way before
Yeah,
Roses.
way before
Okay.
Roses. Probably like a year and a half or so before Roses. And I met them at the club, had a great time. I was like, man, these guys were amazing. I don't know who they were, but this was a fun night. And then months later, I saw them at a festival, and it kept happening where I saw them at a festival. I got to know them, and they came back to DC a couple more times. So there was like that bit of like, oh, hey, it's Danilo. Hey, good to see you. Like, oh, we're gonna get good photos or stuff like that. And it was a year they were at Electric Zoo. They were not a headliner, but it was like, I don't know how to put it. It's like
Maybe second,
right
third,
below
whatever,
it.
yeah.
But they were at a second main stage. They were doing a mid set because I think they were doing another show right after. And it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. A mid set, stage packed. That never happens at any festival. And obviously it's in New York. The New York guys, like their fans came. But halfway through the set, there was a thunderstorm warning and the festival shut down. The plug was pulled like halfway through the set. So they only did 30 minutes over an hour and let's say 10-minute set. But I got one photo that in our photo list was needed because that year there was no media, outside media aside from the in-house festival team to take photos. There wasn't allowed. So I was assigned to their stage because I knew them. I was like, I know them. It'll be easier this way.
Right.
I saw that they wanted one photo on a list that they sent over for media, and I got that photo. Rainstorm's coming. Everything's shut down. So I go to the trailer and I'm editing. So there's nothing else to do. So I'm just going to edit. Rainstorm passes. I come out of the trailer and their manager, Alex, who's one of the Chainsmokers, they're standing right outside. So I was like, oh, hey, I got your photos if you want them.
Right.
And they were just like, what, already? I was like, of course.
Yeah, lightning.
And I sent the photo over and they ended up loving it. And that's kind of like a month later, it was like, hey, do you want to come and do some shows with us? And that's how I kind of started.
Wow.
And then you just like saw them kind of explode, which is probably crazy.
Seriously.
So when I came on, it was right as Selfie was coming out, which obviously wasn't
Right.
supposed to be what it became,
Right.
But it became what it is,
Right.
And then obviously came Roses and everything else, and the rest is history. But
Right.
yeah, so it was like right before then we did a Miami show, which was like the promo part of Selfie. And yeah, it's been since.
I saw them in college, $25, Eugene, Oregon. Best show.
I can beat you.
The Roses had just came out and it was so fucking awesome.
Were you here for that? You were. My freshman year, Madison, Wisconsin, our college books, the Chainsmokers opened for Chance the Rapper $5. Wow. Because I think Selfie had just come out. And then Chance the Rapper had just had like Acid Rap. I don't know how they got him, honestly, because Acid Rap was awesome. But it was the best concert ever, dude.
$5.
For
Wow.
$5. Yeah.
I thought I was gonna win with the
Yeah, I
$25.
knew I had you.
Yeah, no
I knew I had
chance.
you.
Yeah, no
But
chance.
stuff's pretty cheap in Wisconsin. So there's that. Drinks are like $1.50.
It was crazy.
Actually, yeah, great college town.
Yeah,
what's
it was
what's
so
the
fun.
bar there that's really famous?
Like there's the KK, which
College Club.
Kostas
College,
frequented.
yeah, it's that-
Oh, it's fun.
There's been many hungover nights right after that spot.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so
you
fun.
guys go out there if you guys like do a show there?
100%.
so
I love
fun.
that. I remember I bought a round for like 10 people
Yeah.
of like drinks and shots.
I know where this is going.
And I was like, I was waiting for like the bill's coming. I'm waiting. I'm like, I think I took like $200 out, and I was like, because I was like, whatever. It's a tip. And she looked at me like I was dumb.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What are you doing?" And I looked at the bill. And it was like $38.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Shot is like $3. Depending if
That's
there's not a special,
insane.
you know.
$3?
Dude, it was
Well, there's this thing called Friday After Class, and on Fridays at the KK, it's buy one get one free.
See, okay.
And already a drink is like $3.50.
$3.50.
This is insane.
And you get grilled cheese.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
$1
I
grilled
didn't know
cheese.
about the grilled cheese. Oh,
Drinks.
But it's funny because the KK, the college club, it's like a dirty, gross basement. It shouldn't
It's
be
a
what
black
it is.
hole. It's a black
It's
hole.
not fun, but it's awesome and it's so fun. But it's like it's not fancy at all.
Can't believe you guys had that cheap of drinks.
Yeah, dude.
We had $8 drinks. I thought that was like the best thing ever.
$8?
But at the time, I thought it was like really expensive. I was like, "Mom, can you please put $8?"
I
in
remember
my
saying
bank account?
like, I want to go out, but it's $4 a drink.
Back in
I
college.
literally
man.
said that out loud for sure.
I was stoked when I got that bill. I was like, "What? Just keep it coming."
Running
I was like, "We're
drinks
balling out
on me
here
all night.
Yeah, you could. It's like cheaper than water in Wisconsin.